winds blowing around up to 20 miles an hour. Temperatures in your area in the mid single digits in degrees Celsius. We'll just play that in just a moment. Now we're gonna tune into radar Omega. Just need to get comfy real quick. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Let me go here. Oh, it's also getting cold. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna heat myself up. Okay. Now let's get to business. Sorry about that. Well, for your area, you do have temperatures for tomorrow morning. There'll be mid single digits in degrees Celsius. Folks in the U.S., they have mild temperatures coming from the Gulf, spreading towards places like Chicago, Indianapolis, St. Louis, and Milwaukee, Columbus, and Cincinnati, Louisville. And some mild temperatures in parts of Florida, and as well as for folks in the in California and parts of the West Coast. Now, chilly weather will affect throughout much of the Great Basin, below average temperatures in the northern Rockies, northern tier of the country, and New England, much of the Northeast, I should say, for tomorrow morning. For tomorrow night, while your highs will be, wow, they're going down. Looks like they're going down to the low to mid single digits in degrees Celsius. Let's take a look. Okay, plenty of mild temperatures for by tomorrow evening will spread a little bit towards the east in places like the Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley, the southern half of the plains, though the desert Southwest, they're going to get plenty of warm temperatures. Mild temperatures throughout much of the coastal part of the West Coast. That below average temperatures in parts of the northern Rockies, the northern plains, and as well as much of New England. Hold on a minute. While your lows will be right around the freezing mark. Mild temperatures plague throughout the south and parts of the Mid-Atlantic, parts of Arizona, and those mild lows would be slightly lower along the west coast. Then you have below average temperatures in places like the upper to mid Mississippi Valley, northern plains, the Rockies, and northern New England. Well, your highs will be just slightly up, just right around the low to mid single digits in degrees Celsius. Very warm temperatures virtually throughout the south and parts of the desert Southwest. Below average temperatures. Excuse me. Throughout much of the Great Basin, Great Lakes region, and the interior parts of the Northeast. Okay, so that was for Sunday night. Now this one is for Monday morning. Monday morning, while your lows will be they're going to be in the mid single digits in degrees Celsius, below freezing though. Throughout the Gulf, southern plains, in Florida, temperatures are mild there, and temperatures will be slightly lower throughout parts of the desert Southwest and the West Coast. Very cold temperatures throughout the Great Basin and the Rockies, and very cold temperatures plaguing throughout places like the upper Mississippi Valley down to the Ohio River, the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, the Great Lakes. While your highs by tomorrow night, hold on a minute. Oh, no, not by tomorrow night, but by Monday night, your highs be right around the freezing mark to mid single digits in degrees Celsius. Now, what about folks in the U.S.? Plenty of warm weather throughout much of the South, though the Carolinas still a little cooler, though. Very cold throughout the Northeast, the Great Lakes, upper Mississippi Valley, upper Great Plains. The Rockies, Great Basin, mild temperatures in Arizona and parts of the West Coast. Let's check the dew points. So while your dew point values be like close to your lows, wild. So which means you're gonna end up dealing with some overcast conditions, maybe a chance of snow or warm enough rains whatsoever. But we'll get to that. Plenty of moisture all over throughout places like Texas, all the way to Wisconsin, Chicago, Indiana, and as well as southern half of California, coastal part of the Pacific Northwest, Florida. A lot of moisture, folks, a lot of moisture. For tomorrow night, while your dew point values be lower, which means there's going to be some dry air, a little bit of broken clouds to, I wouldn't call it clear skies, but maybe a chance of clear skies, but we'll take a look at that. A lot of moisture piling up in places like Texas, all the way to the Ohio Valley, Florida as well, California, a lot of rains there, the coastal part of the Pacific Northwest. Might be getting some rain tonight. Yep. Some rain tonight. So by Sunday morning, while your dew point values go way down, which means that it'll get somewhat drier by Sunday morning in the South and the Mid-Atlantic. Plenty of moisture all the way up to New York and Boston, parts of Arizona, a lot of moisture, decent amount of moisture in California and parts of the Pacific Northwest on the coastal side. Sunday night, so while your dew point values be way low, which means plenty of dry air for you, dry weather, I should say. A lot of moisture throughout much of the South, except for Tennessee. It's only limited to what's closer to the Gulf, and less moisture along the West Coast, though, but still persistent moisture in California, not as much as those for tonight, then going into parts of tomorrow. Dry air moves into the Northeast, though. While your dew point values will go just a little up, which means more clouds start building up for Monday morning. Moisture only limited to those along the Gulf Coast and the southern plains. Still some moisture to deal with throughout parts of the West Coast. And moving into the northern Rockies and the leeward side of the Cascades. Now for Monday night, while your dew point values go low, which means that, less cloud coverage, less chance of storms though. And plenty of moisture, only to those in the Gulf Coast, parts of Florida, parts of the southern plains. Moisture slowly creeps up in California, but still persistent a little bit in the Pacific Northwest, though. And now let's move into here and talk about Cape. Time for convection. Let's see. Plus some convection throughout parts of California, northern Rockies, parts of the Pacific Northwest and Washington State, parts of Florida, parts of the interior Northeast and the Great Lakes region, northern plains, mid-Mississippi Valley, upper Mississippi Valley too, and as well as southern Texas. But although it's not really a great in terms of the magnitude, but there's not a lot, but that's the largest lift as you can possibly get. There's a lot of convection, well, just some convection in the Ohio Valley, parts of Florida, and plenty of it in Southern California, tiny bit in Nevada, Northern Rockies, parts of the Washington State, and as well as Arkansas, and parts of the Gulf Coast, and parts of the Great Lakes region too. Think I can hear background music? Hold on a minute. I'm back. By Sunday morning, there's somewhat a good amount of convection throughout much of the Northeast, going into the southern Appalachian Mountains, Arkansas, parts of the Ohio Valley, the entire Great Lakes region, southwestern portion of the country. What about for Sunday night? Or Sunday night? Virtually some Cape throughout the Northeast, Great Lakes region, the Gulf Coast states, and virtually much of the western third of the country will get plenty of convection. Monday morning, some convection throughout the interior parts of the Northeast, Great Lakes region, Florida. A lot of it in Texas, though, at least still, at least just right around in terms of being at low. Plenty of small amount of convection throughout the western third of the country. Finally, Monday night, some convection throughout parts of the Great Lakes region, parts of upstate New York, all the way to Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and a lot of convection throughout south and eastern Texas, a little bit of Louisiana, and the center part of the country, and the western third of the country, except for the desert southwest, plenty of convection, but more of which is in Southern California. I'm just going to go here so that we can talk about snowfall for the next 3 days, so that we can focus on here. So let's play the animation for you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so going into tomorrow morning through the overnight hours, there are some places in the Northeast we get some mixture of rain and snow, depending on the location, temperature profile as well. But by tomorrow morning, there will be plenty of showers in West Virginia, and as well as in Minnesota, all the way up to Upper Peninsula, Michigan. Yeah, you're right, Wild. Showers will be in your vicinity by tomorrow morning. Though also similarly in the Northern Rockies, northwestern Montana, but some places will get some wet snow, or rain mixed in with snow, or even snow freezing rain. Plenty of showers, or otherwise just mountain ice in the Pacific Northwest. Southern California will get a lot of moisture. Persistent rains in Southern California along the coast, but Sierra Nevada gets some wintry precipitation, mostly in the form of snow or ice. Just a little bit of rain in parts of Florida, in the southern tip of Florida, going into the afternoon hours and into